COVID-19 has affected me a lot, especially in my personal life. For example, I am an athlete, a sportsman representing Sierra Leone. All my sporting activities have stopped, no training.
I'm a musician, and since they said there should be no social gathering, that has really affected me, because through music I've been using I and my team, we have been using to raise fund, to support ourselves. But because of this outbreak, it affected us, and there's nothing we can do now. We cannot go out, to make fun with friends or even get any activity where we can be able to raise fund.
I was running a radio talk show with the issue affecting children and children with disability. But because of this corona, and we have stopped for now. Every month, we have a donor that will sponsor us, that send for windows, clothes, cap, that will protect our eyes, the sunglasses, cream. But because of this corona, there's no supply coming in for us, and that is affecting us monthly. And our skins need to be protected from this sun.
I'm a seamstress and also a student. I normally sew dresses and other things which I sell to customers. But because of the outbreak of this COVID-19, I only have few customers who buy things from me, and it have affected my financial status. And also in terms of the social aspect, I'm an activist. I used to go out in communities sensitizing disabled girls and non-disabled girls on their rights and how they should become themselves. And the other aspect, it have triggered a fear in me that when I go out to the hospital, I'll come in contact with the COVID-19. And also some of the preventive measures which the government has set up, I've not been able to implement all of them because of the environmental barriers and also the social distancing. At times when I go out to access the public transportation, people have to help me.
The preventive measures to prevent ourselves from coronavirus is limiting us as a disabled person, especially for me, a visual impaired person, because one of the measures they said that we should have social distance. And as for us as visual impaired person, there is no way we can move from one place to the other without being aided by somebody. So by this, COVID-19 is really affecting us. It has affected us in our movements, in our day-to-day activities, in even interacting with our friends, even my place of work. There are times it's a challenge for me. I don't go out again in search of stories and all because of the pandemic. Because my movements, I need a guide to work with me.
Coronavirus is affecting my daily life in a different way. Like all institutions are closed, colleges are closed, and not doing my education any longer. And also my petite lady that I was doing is also stopped because of why people are not handling much like before. And also before I used to have food for my mother. She used to send me food through the bus, but for now I can't have it because of the inter-district lockdown. And also then I'm facing a lot of challenges because of social mobilization of coronavirus, going out sensitizing people about this COVID-19. People are running away from me. Even in my environment, I'm facing it also the challenges. People are thinking that whenever I went outside sensitizing people that I'm affected with the disease. So as soon as I get on the way, go away from me.
COVID-19 has affected me economically, socially, and in terms of accessing help. Now, economically, before my elder brother used to assist me financially, but since the outbreak, I've not been getting in touch with him. So I find it very difficult to earn my living. And also, I used to do a business. Since the outbreak, I've been losing customers, so it has affected me financially. And socially, I'm a facilitator, community mobilizer, going out there sensitizing disabled people and non-disabled children to being themselves, to being healthy and being more disabled. But since the outbreak, I've not been able to go out there to reach them. I have the fear to go to the hospital to access my health because I fear that even if I go out there to the hospital, I will contact the virus.
Coronavirus affects my education.
COVID-19 outbreak has affected me in different ways, socially, physically, and economically. Socially, I am a musician, and before the outbreak, I used to go out there for programs and make some performance and get some money out of it. But since the outbreak now, there are no programs and no performance going on. Also, I'm a field facilitator for one family people where I do weekly life skills training sessions to young adolescent girls of my age, both able and disabled, teaching them how to build their self-confidence and their sexual reproductive health and rights. But since the outbreak now, nothing going on because I'm scared of gathering them in one place. Physically, as a visually impaired person, I depend or rely on someone to take me out wherever I go. Now, it's very difficult, or sometimes I can even walk alone before the outbreak. But now it's very difficult to walk alone as a visually impaired person because you don't have anyone to help you out because they are also scared of them not coming contacting you.
I remember one girl is sick by fever, but some people come power saving for the deaf girl. When power saving come at home to take the deaf girl, but her sister refused because he asked power saving if I allow my sister to go on about hospital, what she will understand about her. So there is no sign language in about fighter. How we can save on and understand the message? What is the sign and symbol for the deaf? Knowing, for example, if they're sick, who can save us?
I'm working with the EOC to sensitize my community on this COVID-19, and I want more people with disability to join me.
I want all leaders to do in response of COVID-19. For me, I would just say, leave no one behind, include everybody in the fight against Corona.
I want all world leaders to work together and fighting the corona, and also again to address the specific needs of persons with disability, especially the women and girls.
I want them to make the healthcare facilities to be accessible to all persons with disability, and also to train healthcare personnel in sign language and to make the drugs and equipment available.
It has to be very inclusive. They have to include persons with disability as Sierra Leone is doing now. In Sierra Leone, we have about 75 persons with disability that are social mobilizers officers that are helping the government to fight against the coronavirus in Sierra Leone. So we want this to also be implemented in all other African countries. And I also want to see the sexual reproductive health rights be accessible to women and girls with disability during this fight against COVID-19.
I want all leaders to strengthen the law and then for them to involve persons with disability like the little people of Sierra Leone in bracket dwarf, because before we have left behind and then we have tried a long time for us to be together, for us to push together, for them to involve us in any decision making and then for us to evolve more in the sensitization of this COVID-19.
Eliminate the barriers that lead to poor health for persons with disability. If possible, they monitor the different institutions to see that these opportunities or this access have been given to persons with disabilities.
The government to make sure that our people with albinism have cream that will protect our skins.
Include persons with disability in this great fight, like how the government of Sierra Leone, UNDP, together with One Family People has done by making us social mobilizers to help combat and curtail the spread of the virus.
I want to go to school.
We need the government to support deaf sign language research is very important for the deaf, and it's very important because without no sign language, it's not easy. The deaf are many, some of them die by no sign language. So it pains me, no happy for that is explaining about. That's why deaf don't understand about only by action of people. Young people can watch deaf eyes on them, follow the side.
And I want to see the world accessible for persons with disability.
Area of education, in the area of employment, in the area of social activities.
I want to see the world inclusive.
Where disabled they themselves can come out and voice out their own opinions, and we want our voices to be heard. We want more job opportunities for persons with disability.
And we also want to have a friendly atmosphere when it comes to education after COVID-19, wherein learning and teaching materials will be provided for persons with disability in every institution.
And making educational environments accessible for persons with disability.
And I want persons with disability to enjoy the free quality education like the Sierra Leone Association of the Little People in bracket to have
support the deaf education, because the deaf education is very low. We need sign language to train teachers, especially secondary school. We have deaf school, primary, but deaf secondary school, no sign language.
I want to see the government in particular put more emphasis on the free health care or free education for persons with disability.
I want to see disability curriculum be included into all universities.
Persons with disabilities being included in the decision-making table, in policy implementation processes, and I also want to see a world wherein disabled women and girls victims of SGBV having access to justice.
I want to see the world beautiful, accessible for all people with disability, especially the albinos.
I want to go back to my sporting activities, train other disabled and help them to achieve in life and represent the country as a whole.
I want to see a world be a better place for persons with disabilities, to be specific.
And I want to see persons with disability become a member of parliament, honorable ministers, and
calling on all leaders for an inclusive budgeting in making sure the Leave No One Behind campaign is achieved.
Leave no one behind, saying about disability. Leave no one behind, saying about CRPD. We must not leave no